Are you a bad person if you're playing Hogwarts Legacy? I can't believe I have to make a video answering this question because the answer should be pretty obvious. And the answer is no, you're not. Let me explain. It has become the video game equivalent of Lord Voldemort. Some of the stuff blows my mind. The Warner Brothers were inundated by calls to boycott the release of the game. Like, people actually calling the publisher and asking them to cancel the game that has been in the works for, almost 10 years. And why, do you ask? Why do so many people trying to boycott Hogwarts Legacy? And the answer is simple. J K Rowling. Now, I'm not going to go into details about what she did. It's enough to say that she made some allegedly transphobic comments, and like, a lot of people hate her for it. The right question you should be asking is, does it really affect, like, what is the connection between Hogwarts Legacy and J K Rowling? I feel like she wrote those books many, many years ago, and by now it just became so much more. Will J K Rowling make money from Hogwarts Legacy? That's what most of the people use as a reasoning for why you should not buy this game, is because by buying this game, I'm even going to find a quote by some very, very interesting woman. It's really important for decent people to boycott Hogwarts Legacy. Oh God. Okay, I'm not gonna take a stance in this. I will take a stance. I can't read this and not just wonder what are these people smoking. Decent people to boycott Hogwarts Legacy. Wow. I'm sorry, I just can't. I have a lot of friends in games media, but I will be cutting ties to anyone who promotes this. Thank God. People, you're free now. Find some better friends. Some critics brand it as genocide simulator. I can't. I can't believe this is real. I can't believe this is a real world. Some people had to apologize for reviewing the game. Okay, I'm all over the place. I apologize. Let's go back a little. Let's get the facts out. I'm not gonna go into J K Rowling stuff. That is a very vast and controversial topic. Let's just assume that she's a horrible, terrible person, and you don't want to support her by any means possible. For the sake of the argument, let's take the worst possible case scenario. She is pretty much murdering babies, and you don't want her to have any extra money. But guess what? She's already a billionaire. She is set for the rest of her life. She gets royalties every single year, measured in hundreds of millions. And we don't have any details about how the royalties for Hogwarts Legacy work, but it's very common in gaming industry, from what I've been reading, to buy out the owner of the royalty, like to pay off upfront certain amount to be able to use the universe that the author created. And again, there's probably lots of NDAs prohibiting people to talk about it, so we don't know if Rowling got bought out, or if she's getting a percentage of sales. But it's very common, and it's pretty decent chance that she already got her paycheck for this game, and you not buying it is not gonna make a damn of a difference. And even if it did, let's again assume the worst case. She's getting percentage of every sale. Should you boycott the game if you don't support her views? Now, let's think about who you are actually hurting by boycotting the game. Number one, you're hurting the studio that developed the game, because they directly benefit from selling the game. They are the biggest benefactor. They are the ones who invested lots of money, time, and people, years and years of hard work to make this game happen. You're hurting those people in the first place. Second of all, you're hurting all Harry Potter fans in the world, because if the game doesn't do well, if they don't get good sales, we will probably never see anything else done with Harry Potter world because people will be afraid to touch it because of all the controversy that's stirring around it. Nobody will ever want to make anything with Harry Potter universe because J K Rowling is attached to it. So by doing these boycotts, you're basically showing anybody who might have an interest in the future to maybe make another good game for Harry Potter, just showing them that they shouldn't because people are not gonna buy it because of J K Rowling. And so basically you're hurting every single fan of Harry Potter universe. Third, well, I don't know who would be third, but J K Rowling is going to be very, very low on the list of people who are going to be hurting by not buying the game. She is not gonna, it's not gonna make any difference if she gets a couple less millions when she's a billionaire. It's like a drop in a bucket for her. And I watched a video yesterday by Some Ordinary Gamers about Hogwarts Legacy, and he raised a really good point. People who don't want to support the game because they think that basically a lot of people saying that by buying this game, you are aligning yourself with J K Rowling's views. You're aligning yourself with the views of a person who had nothing to do with the game development. She had no input. She had no role in here to play at all. She was only the person who created the universe. Which, to be fair, if you played Hogwarts Legacy, there are so many things in there that were not even in canon. It's basically the game is set hundreds of years, over 100 years before what was described in the book. So it's loosely based on Wizarding World, in my opinion. There's a few key moments that were taken from Rowling's world, but a lot of it was added onto it. So she was not even responsible to create in creating this whole world. But the point is, we contribute to things we might not want to contribute every day. Your phone. You're buying your phone. It has precious metals in it, which were probably mined in some poor countries while people are treated like slaves, probably assembled somewhere in China by children slaves. The clothes you buy, some of it probably were made in, again, slave sweatshops. Basically, jewelry that you buy, all the stones, like 90% of diamond supply in the world has incredibly bloody source. Like you don't want to know what goes into getting those diamonds to you. You really don't want to know. And yet you're buying diamond rings and you don't think you're doing anything wrong. It's not like J.K. Rowling is responsible for making this game. If she, for example, started her brand selling, let's say, cookies, call it J.K. Cookies. That's actually not a bad name for a cookie. But imagine she opened business and started selling cookies. And people would boycott and say, do not buy her cookies. She is a terrible person. Do not support her financially. It makes sense, right? Because it's her cookies. It's her business. But in this case, the only role that she plays in Hogwarts Legacy is being a person who needs to get paid in order for this game to even be able to be created. In my opinion, it's such a tiny little insignificant connection that it just makes no sense. No sense. A lot of people, like, I can respect if somebody doesn't want to purchase this game because they don't believe in J.K. Rowling views, they're against it, and they feel like by buying this game, they are somehow contributing. Like, I can respect if you made a decision on your own, but there is so many people who spreading these messages on the internet, literally insulting people who buy the game. Like, it's like some vegan people who decided to take moral high ground, like, I'm gonna be vegan, and the rest of you are all murderers. You all murder animals. You're horrible people. Like, it's great. You made a choice, but it's your choice, and it's not your place to insult other people for not making the same choice, even if you think it's the right choice to make. People are boycotting the game for the reasons that J.K. Rowling spreads hate towards trans community by spreading hate towards the community of people who's buying the game. So you're fighting hate with hate. How does this make any sense? Again, just to clarify, I have no problem with people who are spreading peaceful message and maybe saying, like, putting it out there that probably you want to consider these facts before you buy Hogwarts Legacy, that it might be associated with this and this, and like, what are the bad sides of buying it, and let people give their own choices. People make their own choices. This, I totally understand, and I think it's good. I think it's good to spread the message, because some people might not be aware of it, and for some people, it might be a deal breaker. So it's good to spread the message. What I don't like is when people get combative and hateful themselves about their message and starting to insult people who don't agree with their message. That's just wrong. And you know what the funniest thing is? I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna laugh. Hogwarts Legacy hits over 1 million viewers on Twitch, even though some streamers apparently decided to boycott it. There is a website that is tracking which Twitch streamers actually decided to play the game, so users can unfollow them for doing so. Again, I can't believe I can't believe there's people like this in the world. It's like, it feels like video game. It literally has broken the record for a single player game, 1.2 million viewers. That's insane. And you know why? You know who we have to thank for incredible sales and performance of this game? Well, number one, development team. They delivered absolutely beautiful and fantastic game. It lived up to all of my expectations, and I will be honest, it exceeded them. It exceeded all my expectations. This game is phenomenal, and I highly recommend you try it out. Don't listen to people who are saying you're a bad person for playing this game. I'm telling you, you are not. If you want to buy this game, and the only thing that's stopping you is all those people who are saying that you shouldn't buy it because of J K Rowling, I say you should buy it. You will regret not buying it. You will enjoy it tremendously. However, all of this controversy and boycotting, in my opinion, is the second reason why this game did so well. It sounds ridiculous, but think about it. Normally, the game would get announced. People would say good and bad things, but here we have a whole war. I think I've never seen such a divided player base. Like, half of the articles coming out on this game are about how it's bad, how you shouldn't buy it, and guess what? Guess what effect does it have? Like, you know, they say all publicity is good publicity. So by people who would not even look at the game, people who, like, if it was a regular game, people would not have any opinion on it. But since it's associated with J K Rowling, like, barely, but still, in their minds, it's like buying the game is killing babies, pretty much. They decided to take a stance on it, and they basically promoted the game for free by saying you should not buy it. How many people do you think would not buy it if somebody tells them not to buy this game? Maybe a couple of people decided not to buy it because of those people, but I would argue 90% of people who saw those messages probably decided to buy it. If they were gonna buy it, they would still buy it. It's ridiculous. The game got promoted by people who loved it and by people who hated it, which is incredible. So the haters, people who boycotting this game, are the thing that made it one of the most successful games of all times. And I love it. So in conclusion, no matter what do you feel towards J K Rowling, I don't think it should have anything to do with Hogwarts Legacy. It's a completely separate thing. It's a completely separate game. It has nothing to do with J K Rowling. Just watch the reviews and don't pay attention to all the hate around it. Just watch the gameplay. See if you like it. If you like what you see, just buy it. It's as simple as that. Don't let anything else affect your opinion. Anyway, I'm gonna go prepare for my live stream in a couple of hours on this channel. So if you guys want to see me continue playing Hogwarts Legacy, subscribe to this channel, and I'm gonna complete this game as soon as I can, and probably complete it multiple times. Thank you for watching, subscribe for more, and goodbye.